Welcome back. You're still watching Network Africa on Channels Television. Now, there's an article from a local website about visa-free entry into the UK that has got plenty Nigerians on the edge of their seat. Here's what the article actually has to say. Now, it goes this way. It says, as Theresa May takes over as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, a new visa regulation has been written, and this rules out visa requirements for citizens of Commonwealth member countries. As per the revision of the visa regulations, all citizens of Commonwealth nations, of which Nigeria is among, no longer require visas when traveling to the UK for a period of 6 months. However, people wishing to stay for longer than 6 months are still required to obtain visas. People traveling to take up courses longer than 6 months, as well as those settling with their families, are also required to obtain visas. Business visitors are also eligible to travel without visas. Now, that's the article that's been making rounds. But just before you pack up your bags and run to the airport, let's find out if this is true. Joining us from London is immigration and human rights lawyer, Mr. Dayo Fadino. Mr. Fadino, thank you very much.
Oh, good afternoon. Thank you very much. The line is a little bit on. I'll try my best to answer your question.
Well, I'm sure you will hear me, Mr. Fadino. You've read this article. Is there any truth to it?
Well, my take on this article really is I'm concerned about it. I have a very strong feeling that this article does not really have any element of truth about it. As far as I'm concerned, it's a hoax, a big humbug, a very malicious deception on the part of some people or group of people to be spreading this kind of news. Now, let's do the calculations. The Commonwealth and their citizens. India, for instance, is about 1.3, 1.4 billion. The Pakistanis are thinking of the Nigerians, possibly about in between 180 and 200 million. The African continent alone, if we are to within Africa, who belong to the Commonwealth, the Commonwealth countries, I mean, we are looking at well over about 500 million. Now, seriously, can we to believe that a country like the UK that has just opted out of the EU for fear of it, and the fear that there were hundreds of thousands.
We will come back to Mr. Fadino in just a moment. But from what he's saying, we'll come back to Mr. Fadino in a moment, but from what he's saying, he believes that the article is a hoax. We'll join him in just a moment, but for now, let's just stay on the subject of Nigeria. The sprawling metropolis of Lagos still struggles with poor waste management, which often results in mounds of garbage piling up in many neighborhoods. In order to help clean up, We Cyclers, that's a recycling outfit, is giving residents and in informal settlements a chance to earn from their waste by getting redeemable points for used plastics and cans.
Nigeria's mega city, Lagos, has always produced trash in abundance, thanks to its over 21 million residents generating about 10,000 metric tons of waste every day. Some of it end up here at We Cyclers, a waste collection company that gathers used plastics and cans and processes them ready for recycling. The company is trying to help tackle waste management challenges in small neighborhoods that often lack garbage collection services. We Cyclers works with low-income households, collecting their trash and giving them redeemable points that can be exchanged for cash, food and household items.
You can see the plastic bottles have been, removed. The label has been removed, the cap has been removed. We put it into the crushing machine. The machine crushes it and then turns it into flakes.
Crushed plastics cost about 23 US cents per kilogram. We cyclists collect at least 100 tons of waste every month, a small fraction of what is generated monthly in Lagos. What started in 2012 as a social enterprise initiative has grown to enlist 11,000 homes across Lagos suburbs.
We're making it easier, we're making the environment cleaner, and we're helping to reduce the pressure on our landfills, because our landfills are filling up. We are reducing CO2 emissions. We are making, we're helping to strengthen the economy, because we're providing viable alternatives to virgin materials.
More and more residents are joining the program after seeing the benefit of collecting recyclable waste.
We are doing this because we want the whole of Lagos to be clean. Now we are seeing that the whole of Lagos is clean. There is no dirt. The gutter is no longer full. Now water is flowing easily. But they always say we should come and take something, but whenever we go there, they don't give us in time. They can tell us to come this month, and then when we go, they say we should come next 3 months. They don't give us on time.
The company says it is yet to process at full capacity because of erratic electricity supply in the country. Chronic power shortages are one of the biggest constraints on investment and growth in Africa's largest economy, an issue the government says it is working to fix.
Well, just before we had that package for you, we're speaking to immigration and human rights lawyer, Mr. Dayo Fadino. I understand that we have him back on the line. Mr. Fadino, thank you very much. You were saying that it sounds like a hoax, this alleged visa-free entry into the United Kingdom for Commonwealth countries. And in all honesty, if it was actually true, what would the UK have to gain from such a move?
Does Britain have to gain from such a move?
Yes, if it were actually true. Which
yeah, well,
we don't believe it is.
I can't see anything UK would be able to gain from this kind of move. As much as I strongly believe this very narrative is... we should just look at the arithmetic, as I actually explained earlier. For the UK to want to actually open its borders to people all over the world, to the Commonwealth, on the back of what just happened about 6 weeks ago, where they opted out of the EU, flooding their shores, that in itself, in a very big narrative of fantasy, really, for the UK government to now want to open its borders again, to immigrants all over the Commonwealth countries. And you see, the announcement itself, if you actually check the major television channels all over the world, CNN, and so many other reputable television stations all over the world, but mainly in the UK, it was never actually that would put its big news, in the sense that if the Home Office actually made this announcement or is thinking about doing this, it would have been carried by so many of these channels all over.
Well, we're going to take what Mr. Fadino said there. If it was actually true, then you would have heard it actually on major channels like ours, Channels Television. Mr. Dayo Fadino, thank you very much for clearing that up. So just like he says, you'll have to go and get your visa if you want to go to the United Kingdom. Don't just pack your bag and go to the airport. You will be sent back if you do not have a visa. We take a look at how things are going in South Africa 1 week after the elections in just a moment.